So we're gonna try a super interesting, fun, expressive, colorful look today. I'm gonna start with my eyes, excuse me, and then we'll do the complexion afterwards so that if there's any messes we need to clean up, it doesn't get into the foundation and concealer and such. So let's go straight for it. I'm finally trying out Melt Cosmetics eyeshadows. I have been wanting to try out these babies for a long time. Wow, look at that. So this is called the Baby Girl Stack. So we have peaches, oranges, terracottas. Oh, and that one, oh. I'm gonna start with Scammon and we're gonna zoom in. Okay, so I dipped in quite a bit and then tapped off my brush. I'm just going to begin placing this kind of medium coral shade in my crease. I just dip back into the pan however many times I need to build up the color. So I never load up my brush a ton and then just whack it on my eye. Just start with a bit, dip into your eyeshadow, tap off the excess, just the excess powder that just falls off that isn't totally attached to the brush. You want that to fall off elsewhere instead of your face. I like that it's buttery and pigmented, but not so pigmented that it's hard to control. So my first impression of this is wonderful. Okay, so we've got a soft wash in the crease to just kind of build upon. Then we're going to deepen up the look using the shade Breakup. This is deep terracotta shade. It's really gorgeous. Oh, and I apologize. I used the Smith 232 to accomplish that more buffed out look. But now I'm going to use the Smith 247. That is more narrowed. It's not so giant and fluffy. It's just smaller. I'm going to go back with my 232, the big one, and I'm going to make sure these edges are nice and diffused. So there's Hopeless Romantics, which is amazing looking. What's the word? Iridescent? Oof, pretty, pretty. It's like peach and pink. I'm really drawn to this shade. I like it a lot. I think we're going to brighten things up. I'm going to place this in the... Ooh, yeah. Very pretty. Just always using my ring finger, the pad of my ring finger. I always use this to press on creamy metallic eyeshadows. It's always my favorite tool. I want to give Crush a little bit of a chance. I'm not sure how they describe it themselves, but it's like a metallic copper kind of shade. It's really, really pretty. I think I'm actually going to use my MAC 242, which is this flat paddle eyeshadow brush. That's good to pick up creamy metallics sometimes as well. So I'm going to try it this way for their outer corner again, just to build it up a little bit and give this one a shot. I'm not opposed to shimmer in the outer corner. I'm going to take my finger and just smooth it out since it's so creamy. I think that just gives it a fun dimension. See how like easily that all kind of gradates into each other? Okay, so we've got lots and lots of fun color going on. It'll be cohesive once we have the bottom done and our lashes done. So right now I'm going to put the Caution Extreme Lash Mascara from Hourglass. This is a great new find. So this is pretty good for me. So if you have really decent or excellent eyelashes, this mascara would bomb for you. Sky's the limit. So while this mascara truly dries and sets in place, I'm going to zoom out and quickly do the complexion in just a few minutes, and then we can wrap up the eye. Okay, so my delightful choice today is the Makeup Forever HD Foundation Stick, which is one of my all-time favorites. And they have interesting names, but this is the Y225 shade. Pretty fair, kind of neutral. That's how I roll. I'm going to take my Bobbi Brown foundation brush, which is my all-time favorite. I've had this for a couple years now. So I'm going to go in with a light layer. And I'm just going to even out my complexion a little bit here. This summer I actually got some color for a change. I never tan, but I would go swimming in the morning around 9 a.m. and I live in Northern California. I got some color. It was just so soft and gentle, and I like actually had a tan. It's kind of nice. And I found that I maintained some of that color, which was kind of strange actually. And so it gave me a little bit more pigment than I'm used to. And so now this winter shade that I am using here, which, you know, when I'm at my fairest, it matches me. See, it matches my neck brilliantly. It just looks a little like I'm painting on some white paint. I'm trying something new for concealer, which is kind of crazy. Well, it's not crazy. I try new ones all the time, but Tarte Shape Tape is just like the ultimate concealer for me that works. And so I have been trying to find something else that works for me too. So I'm going to try Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is the Radiant Concealer in the shade 1N. It's kind of hard to see. It's light neutral. So I'm taking a damp beauty sponge and just distributing that everywhere. It's definitely not as thick as Tarte Shape Tape, which I like. I've been trying to find something with high coverage that isn't as heavy, but that stays in place and doesn't become a total mess. You know what's next? I use the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Under Eye Powder. It's just great. I'm going to fill in my brows very, very slightly, very quickly, using the Dior Show Brow Styler Pencil in the shade Dark Brown. With my microblading, I just need to add a hint of color back in, just from the foundation. I use a super light hand and just call it a day. I'm going to grab my all-in-one Becca palette. I'm going to use this bronzer and this blush to add some color to my complexion. It's definitely an investment brush, but dang, that is some good blending. Whew. I'm telling you, when you get good tools, you really see the value and the difference it makes. Look at that, it's just like, just flawless gradient. Okay, so I'm gonna try the other end. I'm gonna dip into this blush, so I want that more controlled in a smaller area. And this has glow in it already, so I don't have to dip into highlighter separately if I'm feeling that. It's just already there. Okay, so I'm dipping back into that first coral shade that we used called Scammon. So I'm going to put that all over my lower lash line really quick, and let's just wrap this baby up. I'm using the Morphe E18, so just like a really velvety bullet shape brush, which is just really ideal to get under the eye here. See, it just tucks right in. Sorry, let me just scoot a little closer. Oh, it's so pretty. I like to just press the eyeshadow in instead of like sweep it all around. I feel like it just maintains some control a lot better. So to be a little bit more playful on the lower lash line, I use these two on the upper, but this time I'm going to actually take this one and not use it, and I'm only going to use the shimmery one called Crush. And I'm just going to put that in the lower outer corners here, just for fun. I'm going to use the baby sister of that little brush called the E36 from Morphe. So it's a bullet, it's smaller, but it's pointy, so it's tapered, so it's easy to get in those little nooks and crannies. Just makes the process so much easier. Oh, I love that. I just love that. I want to put it all over the... no, I want to maintain some of the coral, so I won't go the whole way. I'm going to top this baby up, Hopeless Romantics. I'm going to add a little bit more with my pinky to the inner corner here. Oh yeah. Just like give it a little extra oomphy. I'm going to add a little bit more to the top as well. I want it a little stronger. I just love this so much. Watch this, I have my stack. It's just so cool. I'm in love with this look, but I definitely feel like it needs a second coat on the top lashes and then just like a neutral lip. I have something in mind. It's a second coat compared to just one. Okay, I removed any foundation that I had on my lips. Today I'm going to use one of my favorite brands ever for lipstick. It is Bite Beauty. See this little bite? And this is in the shade Amaretto, if you can see that. Just itty bitty little word. It's gorgeous peach neutral. I think it'll match really nice. And I love how it's just like this crayon, you know? Even though it's not totally pointy, I can get the edges really easily. It's just like thick butter without melting everywhere. It's hard to describe the texture of Bite lipsticks. They're fantastic. Anyhow, this is our look today. I hope you enjoyed following along and it gives you some inspiration to be more expressive with color and to just go for something. If you've always wanted to try some wild colors that you've never tried before, just do it. There's nothing to lose. And especially if you've got easy to work with formulas, it's such a dream and it turns into just such a nice experience. And so when you walk out with a new color on your eyes or your face that you've never tried before, you can feel more confident that it's been applied real nice and you don't have to worry about it. All right, take care and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.